feel like I've been up here a lot lately. I don't know. It's my second evaluation in a row in a week, so very exciting. Anyhow, today we have the pleasure of hearing from Shawn Burgdorf. He's on his sixth speech, which is the use of vocal variety. Now, as many of you have probably realized, Shawn is really blazing through the Competent Communicator. He's been pumping out a speech every 3 to 4 weeks or so, with the intent of getting through the entire Competent Communicator program, all 10 speeches, by the end of this year. So glad to see that you're progressing well on speech 6. Shawn's speech today is titled, Work Discussions with My Wife.
I don't know if I should be giving this. But
As you can imagine, discussions with your significant other, especially those of you who might find yourself in a similar situation to Shawn, juggling a career and your life and a new baby that just was welcomed into his family a few months ago. You can imagine that these discussions about the stresses at work, the stresses at home, I imagine that we'll just say there's a lot of opportunity for vocal variety. So I look forward to hearing from Shawn today on his speech. Timer, he has requested the green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7, which is our standard flagging system. So please join me in welcoming Shawn.
thanks for that introduction. Well, as Tom said, today I hope to elaborate a little bit on vocal variety and through the discussions that I have with my wife regarding the amount of work each of us puts in during a given day. And these discussions, they come about, I'd say, once to twice every month, but they're very similar in nature every time we have them. So I'm going to give you a brief background to the day that leads up to this discussion first. Well, it starts off, my wife, she normally gets up first because she has to be at work as a nurse at 7 a.m. on the dot. And she works at the UM hospital. So she gets up, gets ready, and leaves the house maybe 10-15 minutes before I get up. But when I get up, my daughter, I end up taking care of her. She's 6 months old. I get the bottles ready for daycare. I get her diaper changed. She usually has a mess at that time in the morning. And I continue to get her changed for her clothing and get a new outfit ready for daycare. So there's the work that goes into getting Faye ready, and then there's my own, normal routine to get myself ready. It adds about an extra 20 minutes just with the baby work. Then I end up going to daycare, dropping off Faye, and driving all the way to work. My commute's 40 minutes long, so that's another section of my day. I get done with work roughly 5:30 or 5:30, and by the time I get home it's 6 o'clock. And my wife, meanwhile, has been off work since 3:30 and goes home right after work. I again pick up Faye on my way home. And this discussion that I'm talking about here occurs when I walk in the door. So I get home, walk in, and my wife says, "Shawn, how was your day today?" I say, "Well, very lovely, honey. It was a great day at work. How was your day?" "Well, I had a bad surgeon, but, I managed, and, the dog, he needs to go out right now. He hasn't been out, and also, Faye has a bunch of bottles over there. Can you clean those for me?" "Well, honey, I just walked in the door. I gotta get stuff out of my car, and, Faye's right here. She's crying, wants a bottle. Well, what have you done since you've been home at 3:30 the last 2 hours?" "Well, Shawn, I've been sleeping. I needed a nap because I've been on my feet all day." "Well, okay, honey, I've been using my brain all day. It takes a lot of work." "That is no excuse." And you can see where this argument goes, and it just keeps escalating, and finally we compare who's done more work and how much we've done each day, and it escalates. By the time it's ending, which there is no real end from a conclusion standpoint, it's just we have to walk away if that's an end. We haven't really resolved any of the issue of how we're going to space out who does what when we get home. So that's kind of the issue right now. But when I look at it and I've seen how our discussions have progressed, and it's the same issues, the only thing I can really think of to improve this, and it has worked when we have a period of time, a longer period of time through these discussions, or between these discussions, it has been where we've done things on the weekend to help get ready for the week. So if we don't have that weekend, which we've been traveling a lot on weekends, then we don't get things ready for the week. We don't do laundry, don't vacuum, don't clean, all the things that you need to take care of the household. So that's where I see a solution to these issues. I just need to discuss maybe in a time when we're not so heated with my wife. That is my speech today.